Welcome back. All right, so number 21 on the countdown, and every time I get into another one of these entries, I'm turning more and more into those DJs and VJs of my many years past, where we'd be looking at the countdown and who was where that week. And when I thought about doing this, I thought, well, I could just do a 32 through one countdown, and I thought, nah, that doesn't do it enough justice. One look at each team, and today we're going to look at Philadelphia. I say today as if they're going to be posted over 32 days when they're not. But at any rate, Philadelphia is 21st on the all-time power rankings list from 2017-18 until now, and look at the wild fluctuations in their power rankings. This is a team that has routinely risen quickly and dropped quickly. And this season, they've been quite the riser, but could they drop in the second half of the season? Yeah, there's definitely signs that what they're doing this year may not be fully sustainable, but you just never know. So their overall points percentage, 518 since 2017-18, is 21st overall in the NHL. So it matches up. I love that. The power rankings that were out on January the 20th, they were 8th. They have dropped since then. And I don't know if they're going to be a top row team or a bottom row team, but looking at the overall stats, they've been in the top row 18 times, middle row 30 times, uh, second row, I should say, 30 times, 51 times in the third row, and in the bottom row, 58 times. Their overall average, 18.97. But what's interesting is they were number one twice during the 2019-2020 season, which I think was their best season, and the average almost bears that out at 19.26, but the seasons previous, 11.46 average and 13.04 average. So their numbers have been not great. This year, their average 27.13, but they're doing really well right now. And again, we'll see where things end up for them at the end of this season. They've been very much an up and down team. So when we look at this team and how things have performed for them and how players have performed for them since 2017-18, Travis Konechny, 466 games, 152 goals, 194 assists, 346 points, is their best scorer during that time. Their absolute top scorer, and Konechny is a dynamic talent. In net, Carter Hart, who we don't know when he's coming back, if he's coming back, 96, 93, and 29 record, 906 save percentage. The good news for Philadelphia is that while the goaltending has been good for them, that hasn't been the reason they're winning. It's hard work. They've been outworking everybody. So when they have like cold patches where they're losing games, I really feel like part of that is physical exhaustion. It's got to be exhausting going out there and outworking everybody. San Jose, who a couple of entries ago I was talking about, they have to outwork their opposition as well. Philadelphia is not a team that's loaded with a bunch of top end fantastic talent, but they're able to outwork their opposition, and they haven't made the playoffs in a while. 2020 was the last time they made the playoffs. At the time this channel came into existence, they would make the playoffs, miss the playoffs, make the playoffs, miss the playoffs. It didn't make sense. But recent years, it's just been missing the playoffs. So one thing that's important here is they have a vision. Danny Briere as the general manager, John Tortorella as the coach, and I think it's important to keep Tortorella in the organization. And, you know, as messy as things got with the Cutter Gauthier trade, they got Jamie Drysdale out of that. They also got a draft pick. Drysdale's look like he might be what they need on the blue line for the power play. Their power play's been awful. So fixing that is a big part of the optimism you may feel as a Flyers fan. And also the fact that even with the Gauthier trade, this is a team that has some really good prospects in the pipeline. And there's reason to be excited if you're a Flyers fan for the future. Now, whether or not that means playoffs this year, it really depends on the week. One week, you can look at the Flyers and think, well, clearly they're a playoff team. They're going to be dangerous in the first round. And the next week, you're like, well, I mean, they tried, and yeah, they're probably not going to make the playoffs yet. In the end, I think they may end up as a wild card team through an 82-game schedule, and that'd be perfectly fine. And in the playoffs, should the Flyers get there, I don't think they're going to be an easy out because it feels like they're playing playoff hockey now, which is going to wear you down. There's a lot of shot blocking, but that means that when you get to those games in April and you get to the first round of the playoffs, you've already been playing that style anyways. You are accustomed to it. You're good to go. So it is an interesting position Philadelphia finds themselves in right now, that they could be buyers at the deadline. People would be totally on board with that, I would think, because this team looks like they might be able to do something in the playoffs. But if Danny Briere came out and said, you know what, we don't think this team's ready yet to compete for a Stanley Cup, and he decided to do like a soft sell where maybe a couple of UFAs end up getting traded, I don't think Flyers fans would be mad at him that way either. So while there's been definitely some speed bumps to this season, there's definitely been some reasons to have some concerns about the organization. The reality is that this is a team that it feels like is headed in the right direction. And again, their overall average, 18.97, as we move our way up, we start seeing teams that are better than the ones further down, and that should be how this works. So for the Philadelphia Flyers at 21st, if you're a Flyers fan, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event that you haven't already. And I guess this one final question, what do you think the Flyers should do at the deadline? Should they add? Should they stay put? Or should they sell? Let me know your thoughts regarding that topic in the comment section below. And hey, thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.